Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about SuHan. And yes, this video is called Show SuHan Some Love. For those of you who aren't fully aware of who SuHan is a new character in Miraculous that a lot of people are hating on recently. And honestly, I can't understand for the life of me why. It makes no sense whatsoever. So first off, who exactly is SuHan? First off, he is a guardian, and he's not a in-trainee guardian, he is a full-blown guardian. So yeah, keep that in mind. But also, he is a bit of a weird character. Basically, we get to see him very briefly in the different in the different trailers that we've seen for Furious Fu. And a lot of people are hating him now before Furious Fu has even come out. So I briefly want to talk about who he is as a character and also explain why he's not as bad of a character as people think. Some of the big reasons for why people don't like him is because of the fact that he says things like, you two aren't worthy to be the Guardians, this, that, and the other thing. Basically, crapping on all of these characters, saying that they should never have become Guardians, he needs to take the Miraculous away, and all of this stuff. Now, here's the thing. We have seen other Guardians in the past, but not many. As of right now, when I'm recording this video, the only Guardians that we've seen is Master Fu and the Guardian from the New York special. The one from the New York special, I'm actually willing to say he is probably someone who left the temple along with Master Fu. Possibly a slightly younger character who made his way over to America to basically become the guardian of that box. And I can't say for certain, no matter what I say, there's always the chance that he's not actually that person, but instead he was a guardian who was already out. There's lots of possible options, and he's a bit of a weird situation no matter what we do, because he is younger than Master Fu, no matter how we look at it. Or at least there's lots of possibilities. Another possibility is that that one is actually someone who came back along with the temple, and he made his way over to America when he found out that there was the that box. But the fact is that he's so old that I can't imagine him not being at least in his hundreds. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. There's a lot to deal with this, and with the 200-year age gap, it's like, ugh, yeah. Oh, there's so many issues, and dealing with all of them is just gonna take forever. But yeah, the point is that he is a very different character, which leads me to think that he's either been a guardian for a long time, or there's other options as well. So I'm not going to get into all of that. But let's talk about SuHan. SuHan is clearly a new guardian, as in he just became guardian, got appointed to be a guardian right before the miraculous boxes had to be removed from the temple in order to save as many miraculous as possible when the whole feast situation happened. And more than likely, he was about to take on the responsibility of taking care of the Chinese box, but due to the fact that nobody was actually able to use the box, yeah, there's some problems there. Oh boy. Basically, because of the fact that he had to take on that responsibility, things changed drastically. And when the temple was destroyed and then he came back, they found out, oh, yeah, that's over there now. All right, you go to Paris and deal with that whole situation. Cool? You were supposed to be that guardian anyways. That'll be your first responsibility as guardian. Now, the reason that he doesn't like Marinette and Master Fu and Adrian is because of the fact that they aren't trained at all. Master Fu was not trained. He did not learn everything that he needed to know about the grimoire. He didn't learn about what he needed to do as guardian. The fact is that he hasn't done much of his training. He was a slacker. Like, even the other guardian, which we don't know much about, if he left at the same time as Master Fu, then it's actually very likely that that character is only slightly less irresponsible than Master Fu is. And the fact is that is a really bad example to show to new miraculous holders. As such, why he would not like the character, why he wouldn't like Master Fu, why he didn't like Marinette and Adrian. The fact is that he hasn't seen them in action. That is the important factor to take away from all of this. But the other important factor to realize is that SuHan is not a bad guy. Just laying that out there. He is not a bad guy. Yes, he is trying to take the miraculouses away. Yes, he is trying to become the guardian of that box and stealing the miraculouses from the rightful guardian. But the reason that he's doing this is because of the fact that from what he knows, Master Fu was an idiot who did not do anything. He was lazy. He didn't want to be in this situation. He didn't want to be here. So he should not have gotten any responsibility to have the box. The fact is that he doesn't know the history of Master Fu. He doesn't know the history of Ladybug. He doesn't know any of that history. He just knows that Master Fu was sent away with the box, and now someone else has it. And that is going to infuriate someone, especially if you went through all of that training, and now these two people who have never had nearly as much training as you have suddenly get the box. It's unfair, and understandably so, he would be pissed. But the fact remains that he is not a bad character. He just wants to make sure that the box is in the right hands, and that is something that we need to realize. The fact is that people point out the fact that he is beating up Ladybug and Cat Noir, but the fact is that people also don't notice his specific movements. When he strikes Cat Noir, he specifically jabs at the chest. The chest, especially for a guy, is a lot better able to handle taking hits. And the fact is, Cat Noir is really good at taking hits. He's been taking hits for a while. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if SuHan actually studied both of them by watching them be heroes for a little while before he actually decided to step in and take the box. Just saying. With the only reason that he actually decides to step in is because the fact that Marinette took all of the Kwamis to go see Master Fu. And that is the important factor here. SuHan thinks she is irresponsible. She doesn't know how to handle these Kwamis and all of this jazz. But the fact is that is not the case. She's young. She doesn't know everything. And that is okay. But the other factor is that when he is attacking her and Cat Noir, he always goes for points that are not going to give them significant damage. So he's not breaking bones. It would be extremely easy for him to break a bone. When he flips Marinette over and lands her on the ground, he cradles her head so that it doesn't hit the hard rock or the hard tiles. When yes, he's a little bit more vicious with Cat Noir, but I think that is a little bit more understandable because he's taken a lot of hits in the past and he can handle it. We've seen him be able to handle it. I don't know. It's quite possible that he might have some biases just because of the fact that he's 200 years old, people. The reason that I say that, though, is because of the fact that he is from 200 years ago, things were very different back then. Meaning that he probably just thinks that Adrian has trained to actually be a warrior, and so and Marinette, since she's a woman, she may not have trained as much as Adrian has. No matter what it is, there are many details that he's being careful with. So, yeah, him fighting them is both a test, but also it's him wanting to prove to them that they don't know what they're doing, but he does. And that is something that we need to realize. He has not seen them in full power. He has not seen them go ham to actually save the day. It's quite possible that he has seen some of it, but nowhere near as much as Master Fu has. So, when he is actually fighting them, he's basing all of his knowledge off of weak battles. Facing when maybe the first time that he sees them is them facing off with Mr. Pigeon for the 500th time. The fact is that if he's basing all of that off of what he has seen, he hasn't seen all of it. But that is why why Furious Fu is the name of the episode. He will see Marinette and Adrian go ham because they are there to protect this person. They are there to make sure that he gets saved. And he will see that they are cautious. They work together. They are the best team for for Paris right now. And that is important for people to realize. We have not seen SuHan as a good guy yet. But he is. You can see by the little gestures, by the little things, that he does not actually want to hurt these kids. He just wants to make sure that the box is in safe hands. And he is pulling his punches very drastically. So keep that in mind when dealing with all of this. The point is that SuHan is going to be an important character moving forward. The fact is that Marinette knows nothing. She knows she doesn't know anything about being a guardian. It was basically thrown on her. The only things that she knows is how to make those specific potions and how to make sure that the box is in safe hiding. That's it. And she's barely done any of that. Basically, all she's done so far is just what Master Fu has taught her. And the fact is that she is a prominent hero right now. And because of that, she needs help. And I think that SuHan is the person to do that. SuHan is the person who is going to teach her everything he knows. As someone who is actually labeled as a guardian, he will then, after he realizes that these two people are worthy to be the guardians and to be the heroes of Paris, he will decide, you know what? They are the right people. Lets them have the box and sends a message back to the guardians to let them know that he's staying behind to be assistant guardian to the new guardian, Ladybug. The one who is absolutely going to be one of the most important people to the miraculous world. She has already proven herself. And because of that, she will grow. And I actually think that suit that we've seen a few times, we've seen that Marinette has a new suit recently. one that has black gloves, and instead of having the huge black piece that goes around her neck and down to a little bit on her shoulders, she now has that little band and a little zipper there. That idea, that factor, I think is something important. I think that is a signal of her growth. To know that she is now a guardian. She's not using this form as this is her new form or whatever. No, this is her hero form. She has grown, and with that, her idea of what she should look like has also changed. Not completely, but enough to know that she is a different person. And also, here's another thing. The fact is that when we see her in the future, yeah, we don't know too much about her, but the fact is that that what we've seen in the future may just be a simple version of her. They didn't really know exactly what they were going to do with her in the future, so they just took the same model that they were currently using and used that. More than likely, she has changed her outfit. Both of them probably have changed their outfits since then, but we unfortunately don't know. There's a lot to it, and saying for sure exactly what's going to be going on in the future is hard to say. But I do absolutely believe that SuHan is going to become one of the main characters moving forward, and going to be a standout character that many fans are going to love as the years go on. And honestly, people may hate him now, but honestly, I think that he is probably the best option for the series going forward. Just saying. But we'll have to see exactly what Thomas Ostruck and the rest of the team decide to do for the rest of the series. And unfortunately, the only thing that we know for a fact is that next week we're getting more Miraculous. Oh, the 23rd is going to be as far as I'm aware, the Gloob is airing episode 23. Not 23. They're airing the episode Furious Fu on the 23rd, and Germany will be airing it on the 27th. Don't know when any American or English broadcasters are going to be airing it, but for now, at least we know that Miraculous is coming back, and we will have tons to talk about in the future. And hopefully Furious Fu will be the only one that's not in chronological order, but we don't know for now. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. And even if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Even if you're not new but you just haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notification bell, because it really does help us a lot more than you may think. And of course, if you have any thoughts or theories, please leave them down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, please make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment so that we can talk about it in a future video. And of course, if you do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, ways that you can support us financially, including our Patreon, our merch store, and the book. Big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. And of course, make sure to check out the other two channels, even though there's not going to be much content going there for a little bit. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!